You know, 2B2T is not like any other server you've gone on before. It's got its long history, the thousands of players, its secrets, and just things lost to time. So when something is rediscovered that hasn't been seen in years, or that people have completely forgot about, it's really interesting to actually see it, and then another to actually learn the backstory behind it. Now, I'm going to show you something, and I'm going to tell you part of the story behind it. I can't tell you the whole story because there's still some things that have to be kept secret. So when I'm telling the story and I'm a little bit vague on some things, I want you to understand that. So to give you a setting where I am on 2B2T, this is online. I do have the chat turned off right now, mainly because 2B2T chat has literally been taken over by bots. I'm literally ignoring bots every minute of the day, and it's just ridiculous. So I just turned off chat. I just cannot stand to see the chat anymore. So that's why you're not actually seeing the chat. But I am online on 2B2T. And this is Overworld. I'm not faking where I'm at. But what I'm going to show you, it's obviously, it's not the pig spawners. Pig spawners are known about on 2B2T. That's nothing special. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up. I'm going to explain what you're seeing. And then I'm going to look up a little bit more and explain the rest. So let me kind of just slowly lift my mouse up. So right now you're seeing 6 pieces of bedrock. You're seeing 3 in front of me and 3 to the right of me. And you know, 2B2T has a history of players with bedrock. It's ever since like the first backdoors that players have had bedrock. And there's been, you know, a couple videos lately on bedrock. I did a small video with a random piece of bedrock placed one place. Fit did one with the bedrock bunker. And you know, if you explore 2B2T enough in the various locations, you will find bedrock in weird locations. It happens. And of course, there's the most famous build of all on 2B2T using bedrock, and it's the bedrock comet at Ziggy Town. It's no longer in its pristine build environment as it was back in the day, but parts of it are still there. Now, you're probably wondering, obviously, why this bedrock is here. And you're probably wondering, well, if he's showing me this, then the bedrock is not the main part of the video. And no, the bedrock is not the main part of the video. The bedrock in this configuration actually was used for scaffolding. So someone placed down scaffolding to build on top of the bedrock. Now, I want you to think about that. Someone had enough extra blocks for building, or of anything, that they use bedrock for scaffolding instead of like cobblestone or dirt or anything else. And they just did this to build on top of it. And you're probably wondering, what the heck could they have built on top of it that's even more insane than that? Well, let me kind of just look up and I'm going to show you. It's an end portal. And, you know, back in the day, like I said, people had bedrock. They also had spawned in end portal frames. So what this person did is that they used their bedrock blocks to scaffold out around an end portal frame. And on top of the end portal frame is all the Eyes of Ender. It has all the Eyes of Ender. But you're probably wondering, why is it not lit? Is it something House did? Is there a plugin that disables it? Well, no. Most people don't know that when you place down end portal frames, they actually have to be rotated in correct directions. So if you're going to the north, the blocks have to be positioned to the north, the blocks to the south, west, and east. And if they're not placed specifically facing those specific directions, and you put the Eyes of Ender in there, the portal will not light. So you're probably wondering, well, one, why would someone use bedrock as scaffolding just to put an end portal frame down? You know, did they try to light a portal here and fail? Well, yeah, they did, but they succeeded over here. So right now, you know, if you look from the below of an end portal, it gives you this look, and I will get above it in a second to actually show you that this is a lit portal. But yeah, they failed on their first attempt to do the end portal, but they succeeded on the second attempt. They put the end portal frame in the correct orientation, put the Eyes of Ender in there, and it lit. And then they left. And you're probably wondering, why would somebody do this? Why would somebody go through this effort? Well, you have to think of in the long run. So this happened years ago. I'm going to give you the story now. I'm going to give you the abridged story. So years ago, Popbob, this is actually a Popbob build, found a base. And he griefed the base. That's what he did. And after he griefed the base, he wanted to leave. So you have kind of two options on 2v2t when you want to get back to either spawn or back to your bed. You either walk your butt all the way back to your base or wherever, you kill yourself, or if you have the third option, you go through an end portal. And if you go through the end portal, no matter where it's at, you'll go right to 0, of the end. And then if you hop in the portal in the end, it would take you either back to spawn or back to your bed, depending if your bed's set or not. So the reason this person, Popbob, did this is probably because their inventory was full of stuff. Because if you kill yourself, you're dropping everything down there. And you gotta think about this. This was years ago. And in the ender chest was only 27 blocks. They didn't have shulker boxes back then. So he could only hold 27 spaces of items. And he probably had a lot more items in his inventory that he was not willing to lose. So when you're traveling and you're griefing locations, he was probably traveling with bedrock and end portal frames. So he would go out to a base, drop down an end portal frame after griefing it, and escape back to the end and then go back to his bed or back to his base, wherever it was at. So there's obviously more to the story, but that's the abridged version. I can tell you that this was built by Popbob and it was used after he griefed the base. There's more to it, but I can't explain that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to climb up a little bit and I'm going to actually show you that it is lit, so you can actually see that. And I'm not too worried about the terrain. I've already talked with the person that discovered this, and they said it was fine because this is older terrain, and unless you know the exact version of Minecraft that it was generated in, you won't be able to do terrain exploit on it. You just won't find it. So let me head up top so I can actually show you down below that the Eyes of Ender are in and the portal is lit. Okay, we're just a little bit higher up. As you can see on this one, all the Eyes of Ender are in. But if you actually pressed F3 on the blocks so you could see the actual block ID information, it would say that a couple of them are facing the wrong directions. I think it's the ones to the west. They are actually facing to the north, so they're faced wrong. And then this is the actually lit portal. You can see there's the portal. So if I do go in there right now, where I'm at, I will go to 0 of the end. Yep, that is the lit portal. And it is active. Before I end the video, guys, I want to thank Courier6 for giving me the location to these portal frames. It means a lot to me, and I want to thank you again, man. So with that, guys, I want to go ahead and end the video. I want to thank you all again for watching, and I'll catch you all later. See ya.